What's going on, rascals of that universe? That's your boy Insight 11, man, and we out here making another fucking powerful video talking about be aware of the subconscious narrative or story that you tell yourself about reality. Look, because check this out, right? The mind is very fucking creative, but it can be very creative in a very detrimental way. Your mind's gonna go to create all types of thoughts, all types of feelings that are springing from that subconsciously embedded awareness. So your mind, when you're consciously going about your life, it's going to create stories, narratives about a certain belief that we hold on to. Now that belief might be a negative belief that creates a negative mental pattern that creates a negative fucking reality. Meaning that a lot of the times we confirm our own bias by creating a situation to experience our belief system, and then we sit there and we're all surprised like, oh my god, what the fuck happened? See, I told you the way I thought was true. No, it's not that the way that you thought was true, is that there was already a belief operating on a subconscious level below the conscious detection threshold that led you to create a narrative, a story, about reality in your head, a filter of perception about reality that caused you to take a particular set of actions that created that particular experience. So you got to remember that you're creating your life through your mind with the external reality, but we're co-creators with reality, meaning that nothing happens unless it happens here first, right? You first got to accept it in the mind for it to be kind of applicable to reality. Because someone can try to do you dirty, but if you have a belief that says, I'm the shit, I ain't gonna let nobody do me dirty, you're gonna stop that from happening, right? But if you believe that you ain't shit, you're weak, blah, 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 whatever narrative a person may create in their head, when that situation come to you, because you already are living life from a disempowered place within you, you're gonna let whoever do that to you, just based upon the subconscious programming that's going on. So let's get right motherfucking into this, because that's just the premise of this fucking shit. You heard? All right. So the mind, most of the time, right, until you regulate it and until you take ownership and accountability of what's going on within your subconscious, because your mind is going to be regurgitating some shit, meaning that there's going to be a train of thought that you're constantly writing, that you created, that you're gonna believe in, not knowing that those things are just coming from our internal subconscious guiding system. So there is something already on autopilot that needs to be investigated, and you need to make sure that that shit never, depending on what you're manifesting as an experience, you need to look at your belief system. Because the reason why that experience keep coming to you through different people, at different places, doing different things, is because of that wiring system, right? So the mind, most of the time, until you regulate it, will be on some type of autopilot, meaning that we're already creating perceptions, realities, through a filter by our point of view about ourselves and our relationship with the world. So we have this fabricated relationship that we have about ourselves, and this perception that we have about ourselves, and we have this fabricated relationship, in connection or in conjunction with ourselves, with the world, right? That we're creating reality through. So that's why you need to investigate that shit. Now look, right? The fact that people sit back and live reality based upon a belief that comes from their childhood, whoever gave you that belief, is kind of fucking delusional. Because at that point, we're not looking at reality for what it is. We're looking at reality through our own custom-made filter. And a lot of the times, you can get these filters from your family, you get these filters from the religion that you grew up in, from the culture, from the country you was in, and it's going to make you conform to that reality. But you got to understand that, when you conform, you're contracting yourself around something that's bigger and more powerful than you. So that's somebody saying that the outside reality is more powerful than my internal reality. But you gotta understand that everything around you is an algorithm. Everyone has an algorithm. If you can get outside of your pre-configured, pre-decided bias, belief system, perception, and you can observe literally life from a clairvoyant perspective, you're gonna start to see that people around you ain't that fucking smart. Meaning that motherfuckers got a pattern, got a habit, so if you can get out of yours, you can see what the fuck's going on with people, man, you're gonna dominate. Because it's like people themselves don't know what's going on with them. Like, it's like, it's crazy. But anyways, I feel like I'm getting off the topic. But yeah, let's stay on topic. So, thoughts or thought process. Now look, your thought process, the thought that you come up with, more often than not, is inspired by an emotion. And it's probably a bitch ass emotion that people fucking hold on to, right? So thoughts or the thought process, it's when we logically interpret our relationship from self to world or world to self. That's a construct we build around how we feel or the nature that we have attuned ourselves into, right? Now the thought process, the thought itself, is coming up from feelings, our own subjectivity, right? The fluids, the substances that are happening on a subconscious below the conscious detection threshold level that we are swimming in as observers, that we are building our reality around, right? Right, so now this is what I call the subconsciously embedded awareness, and the subconsciously embedded awareness gives birth to offsprings in the form of thoughts about the world, feelings about the world, right, and shit like that. So this is a quick example, right? You can come up with a thought, right? A thought can be some shit like, I don't like myself, whatever a person may come up with, right? Okay, now that's a logical construct, right? That is inspired by an emotion that a person dwells on. So this is a disempowering narrative and a self-defeating story or a series of connections to make with your mind, because it's a story, narrative that we connect to that doesn't lead us to the highest possible good, right? So that's us unknowingly manifesting a reality based upon a self-defeating, disempowering belief system, right? And when you believe that feeling, when you believe that thought, you gotta remember, since you're constructing your reality from your mind first, before you experience it externally, that means that before you experience that shit externally, right, through a person, place, or thing, you first have to quantum travel to that shit internally, meaning that inside of a person, there's already a series of connections, there's already an agreement that is going on. There's already a pre-decided narrative, a story that a person told themselves about themselves and about the reality that they keep manifesting. So if you don't like the stuff that you are manifesting, you gotta stop and regulate your thoughts and feelings. Because if that shit is going off, you got like multiple trains of thought, you got a thought, that shit's like choo choo, you can't even stop that shit. You can be mad, you can be behaving in all types of ways, doing all types of shit, and you're not even gonna know why you're doing that type of shit. But it's all because a person didn't sit back and really clear up the clutter that's going on in their mind. Like when a person is having a cluttered mind, they can't see reality clearly. They're just, huh? Oh, no, I was looking at that light. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Anyways, probably some shit in my room. But yeah, so it's like you gotta really investigate that shit, because a lot of the times we have this pre-calculated, predetermined belief system, and we keep manifesting reality from that belief system, and it could be a whack ass belief system. So again, it all starts with the belief, right? What do you believe in? Whatever you believe in, your spirit is gonna add more weight to that. By observing that on your mind, you're adding more weight to that. So when you weigh that on the mental realm, you're adding more substance. It's gonna play out as behaviors, motor functions that can become habits, behaviors. shit like that. So don't play addition. Don't add to thoughts and feelings that you know damn well are gonna weigh you down, right? And it's gonna manifest as you playing something based upon how much density, time, and energy you added to something, right? So you want to be real careful what you're doing with your mind, because if you're not careful what you're doing with your mind is using you, and you're not learning to use your mind. Like I said, you're gonna be subconsciously manifesting all types of shit, and you're gonna be wondering like, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on, bro. So my life is just fucked up. No, your life, nobody's life is fucked up. You just gotta take care of your mind though, and you gotta really like take it seriously. Like, this is the first asset, right? The thoughts and feelings you develop on your mind. You can come up with some art. You can come up with some song. You can come up with a metaphor. You come up with an idea that's good for you and adds value to your life and adds value to other people in your life, right? But if you use your mind to come up with ideas, metaphors, fucking thoughts and feelings about why you can't do something, about you're adding more time and energy to your insecurity, incapability, that's a self-perceived perception and stuff like that, then you're gonna create that. You're adding more density, more time into that. So you're gonna bring that into reality, and it's gonna become your reality, because it's literally like you just paint this picture for yourself in your mind, and you're like, yeah, bro, this is a reality. But no. You're seeing reality from a filter of perception that people still cater to. So it's not reality is the shit that's on your mind. That's reality. Two motherfuckers can be, you can shoot a motherfucker and shoot another motherfucker. One person may react in pain. The other person, they might get the fuck up and slap you in the face. Like, it's like that type of shit. Because it's like one person is stuck in the idea that they got shot and now they're in pain. The other person is just so angry, pissed off, and that energy saw them through to, they might be bleeding on, they might still get up and slap the shit out of you. But it's the energy they was in. So you gotta be real careful with the energy. See, it's like one person can believe like, yeah, man, this experience is gonna kill me. This bullet, the bullet can just be an experience. Yeah, man, this bullet is too much for me. I can't handle it, right? And another person can be like, man, that bullet ain't shit. I'm gonna get up and drive to the hospital. On some real shit. On some real shit. It's about what you believe. You know, there was this one story about this one dude. Man, that's what psychology is kind of fucking amazing. Because this dude, basically, I think this was in like an Australian prison or some shit. Anyway, somewhere. So basically what they did was, this dude was in the prison cell, right? And this dude was like hung upside down or some shit. I don't know, some shit. Anyways, right? They say that they made this dude believe that he's bleeding, right? And they added like the sound effect or some shit of like, what's it called? Water dripping. So this dude literally believed that he was dripping, like dying. Like, this dude literally believed his blood was leaving his body. This dude literally believed he was dying. You know what happened to this motherfucker? This motherfucker died. Because he believed that shit was actually going on in his mind. So then his brain did some shit. His mind did some shit to his whole body. I think there was another story. I'm not sure if that was the exact story, but that's what I'm telling you. The point is, like, the story that you believe, that's gonna be your reality, bro. See, because it's like, you can really trick people based upon their own psychological perception, and they will just literally kill themselves, hurt themselves, all types of shit. Like, you see when a person is like, these like gothic emo people that would like cut themselves, like, because they perceiving like they gotta let this pain out physically, so they cut their hand and they try to bleed it out, or like, you know, that feeling gives them like relief or something, I guess. I don't know. But it's because it's their perception of reality that causes them to behave in that particular way. Where it's like, dude, you didn't have to even cut your hand. You could have just like did some shadow work and just let that shit go. So it's like, it's crazy how the mind, it's crazy how whatever belief you create about reality is gonna create your reality. And you're really gonna believe that shit. You're gonna be like, yeah, bro, this is my reality, man. This is who I am, B. Nah, because you have to remember, you're the observer. The observer accumulates things. You can accumulate something else if you just allow yourself to be more, you know, light and free and shit. Because a lot of people let that belief system weight them down. Like, this is another example, right? Elephants in the zoo, at a young age, they tie a rope around their leg, right? And when they're kids, because they're small, they're weak. They're weak, right? Like they try to break out of that rope. They try to break out of that rope. They try to break out of that rope, aka rebel, but they can't do it because they're still a kid, like it's a baby elephant. But here's the thing, though: when this baby elephant grows up, right? You tie that same rope, and it's a small rope. But you gotta remember the elephant was psychologically conditioned since it was a child and it tried and tried and tried and tried. So now it developed a belief, a perception about this rope that escaping from it is impossible. So now, even though when this elephant is a huge fucking elephant, you can easily break free from that shit. It doesn't try to anymore. It doesn't try to. Because it literally believes it's been chemically induced, it's been chemically, psychologically conditioned by its own trial and error that it can't break from that rope based upon the previous experiences that it had. So you had, just like that elephant, you had previous experiences. And those experiences reconfirmed, retrained you to have a particular psychological conditioning that now you're an adult and you may find it difficult to break away from that psychological conditioning. Because just like that elephant, we're all just like that elephant, right? So it's like, you gotta really be careful, dude. Like, I'll be opening my eyes like, but like, not for real, dude. You gotta be careful what you do with your mind. You don't wanna be like, whew. Because it's like, people really believe like some crazy shit that does not benefit them in reality. But they believe it because they've been psychologically conditioned to believe it. It's not because it's real. The only power it has is the perception that we hold on to. That's the only power. It's the fact that we put energy into it. It's the fact that we recycle it. Like, you shouldn't be recycling shit that's bad for you. So it's just insane, man. And that's why I'm glad I have this YouTube channel. I'm glad that I can explore this topic. I'm thankful that I can, talk about this because it's important to me and I know it's going to be important to many other people, right? So basically, yeah. Now that I went on a little tangent there. That pre-calculated, predetermined destination that's misguided or misaligned based upon our own subjective interpretation of ourselves and the world from that subconsciously embedded awareness, right? That subconscious belief that's below the detection threshold of the conscious mind. When you're trying to operate outside of that, the mind will interpret that new trajectory that you're trying to input as an error in the system. So your own mind will try to course correct you back into that non-beneficial belief system, right? This is a form of self-sabotage, right? So let's say, for example, you're used to sitting at home, you kick your legs back, eat a bag of donuts, scrolling through YouTube videos, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Now that's going to be lazy, okay? You're become a lazy person. But let's say all of a sudden, you get a stroke on morality. Now you're talking about, yeah, brother, praise Jesus. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to lose weight. The doctor told me my legs are getting amputated if I don't go, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be difficult because your mind is going to look at that as a form of, as an error. So your mind is not going to assist you in that process. It's going to stand against you. So you literally have to have strong will, strong determination, and a high degree of resilience to see yourself through that. Because yes, anyone can make that transformation, but the degrees between point A and point B, that travel, that day and night cycle, day and night cycle, day and night cycle, day and night cycle until you get there, till you recycle all that old bullshit until you get there, it's going to be a whole process. And you're going to have to put in the time and energy in that process. And in that whole process, your your body is going to tell you, fuck no. Telling you, your nervous system is like, buddy, fuck no, we're eating that donut. Telling you, bro, you drop by that Krispy Kreme, your mind and body is going to be like, dog, that Krispy Kreme donut looks so good, your senses is going to be triggered. You're going to start thinking and feeling like you're eating that donut right now, bro. You're going to be like, man, fuck the gym, let me go get some donuts, brother, praise Jesus. I'm telling you. Your mind don't play, so you shouldn't play with your mind either, right? And so if no willpower, determination, and resilience is applied when you're disconnecting to make up the new connections, because we're creating a new neural network, if you don't refer to it that way, but we're making new connections with our mind, right? We're pinpointing where we want to go, and we're aligning our reality with that type shit. So a point can be do this task, do this task, do this task, do this task. You gotta make a connection between these things, right? So these things can become a regular habit, regular behavior, right? But it's all based upon the belief. Now, jumping into that new schedule, new routine with old beliefs that don't support that new schedule is gonna make things difficult. But like I said, it's all about time and energy, and whatever you put in, that's what you're gonna get out, right? So if you don't put in nothing, you're not gonna get nothing. If you're not gonna go to the well, get some water, and nobody can get some water for you. It's like that type of shit. Yeah. But see, it's like this, right? We're all manifesting, but you need structured thoughts and feelings to consciously manifest versus subconsciously manifesting that narrative, right? Like you have to consciously structure your thoughts and feelings. Because if you're letting your feelings structure your thoughts, right? What we talked about earlier, this would be in the Bible, this would be like Eve, the right brain, the feelings, convincing the left brain, Adam, the logic, because the logic, the practicality is supposed to govern the feelings. Like I said, you might have a feeling that says, I'm not good enough. But you're supposed to let your logic and practicality govern your feelings. This way, your feelings are not going to get you to do something chaotic that doesn't align with that ideal life, right? So, we're all manifesting, but you need structured thoughts, right? Structured thoughts give structure to feelings as well, right? And then you can consciously manifest versus subconsciously manifesting that narrative. Because everyone is subconsciously manifesting a narrative. And they don't know why they're subconsciously manifesting that narrative. And then they sit there and they're surprised and they're shocked. Oh, I don't know why I created this situation. It's because there's something going on in the mind already. That's what I'm saying. So learn to bring order, right? Logic, practicality, order to internal disorder. Because you're always going to do shadow work, right? There's always going to be internal disorder going on. But you have to bring these feelings into some order. You have to tell these feelings to sit the fuck down. It's like the Bible says, bring every thought and feeling into captivity. Meaning that you got to go into your own subconscious realm with your own esoteric hand, grab that feeling, tell it to sit the fuck down, and then you bring order to that bitch, you know? Look at it like, you got this crazy girlfriend, you got this crazy wife, she yelling, she's screaming all day, saying all this crazy shit, and like, you know what I'm saying? If you can't handle her, she's gonna make you do chaotic stuff. But we're not talking about external, we're talking about internally, right? So you gotta be able to bring order to that internal woman. Because it's like, sometimes women don't even know what they be saying, like women in real life and shit. Like, it's like, shout out to all the females though, you know? It's all love at the end of the day. It's just like, but again, it's not about being man or woman physically. It's about, even a woman can be smarter than a dude, bro. There's women out here way smarter than niggas. Like most niggas I meet is fucking reactionary, emotional as fuck. Like, shit is disgusting to keep it real with you. There's women out here that's more logical, more practical. But it's like, it's the way niggas was raised. It's like a program that's set up. But I don't want to go into that right now. It's not the time for that right now. But yeah, so it's like, use your left brain faculties, your logic and practicality to govern your emotions and not let your emotions govern your logic and practicality. Because a lot of people will logically and practicalize and do shit based on how they feel. So motherfuckers start feeling hungry, right? They set up their logic and the feeling will jump into a logic and practicality and make logic and practicalize where can they get food, even though that person may have told themselves, hey, I'm fasting. Hey, I'm gonna stay away from sugary food. That feeling, gluttony, is gonna speak to your logic. It's gonna speak to your left brain. It's gonna tell you, hey, go do this, right? But you gotta be able to tell that feeling to sit the fuck down. So you gotta temper yourself and be able to regulate yourself, right? Because if you're not doing it, like 5 years, shit, not even 5 years, bro. 4 years from now, it'd be an AI robot telling you what to do because you don't even know what to do. So it's like, if you can't even govern yourself, oh, you will have something govern you. That's what you got the government for. So you got your boss at work for. They govern you because people can't govern themselves. Pretty much, really. Right? So the mind is a sinking ship. A lot of people that have a lot of people got a mind that's a fucking sinking ship. And that shit is going to sink. That shit's going to sink them with them. That mind is going to sink you with it. So a lot of people have a mind that's a sinking ship. Yet they don't abandon that shit because they're so attached to it. So it's crazy because a person can know that they have a bill that they gotta pay on Tuesday, but they can cater to their emotions so much they end up spending their money doing shit that don't allow them to pay their bill on fucking Monday. So it's like, can you honestly say that that's a person that's living a logical, practical life? Is that someone that's not delusional? Because you gotta be delusional a little bit to do that. Like, if you know the logical, practical sequence of things, but you're not carrying that out, you're not adhering to it, you're letting your emotions convince you. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. Yeah, so it's like the mind is a sinking ship that you probably should consider leaving behind. So you have to engage in new functionalities and leave dysfunctional thinking behind. And if you don't change it, you'll just find some crutch or a coping mechanism to cope with the harsh reality, right? What do I mean by that? A lot of people, like, instead of changing themselves, because in this world, it make it really normal and really easy for you to cope with shit, right? Motherfucker got a mental health problem? Okay, we got rehab for you. Motherfucker is stressed? Go smoke a bunch of cigarettes. A motherfucker needs to feel comfortable? Go eat some bread, go eat a lot of food, go get you some comfort food. That's why people got like comfort foods and shit like that, right? So what I'm saying is, and look, because you're supposed to be your own rehab. You're not supposed to need some like bitch ass organization to assist you in rehabilitating yourself. The people that need that shit is people that already had it coming for them. Like, they already saw it coming, didn't do anything about it, and now they're talking to everybody, yeah, I gotta go to rehab and shit like that because, you know, I've got a problem. No, motherfucker know they got a problem way ahead before that shit even manifests. But if a person's not gonna sit back and be honest with themselves and forecast that problem ahead of time before it even happens, then you gotta really honestly look at it like, okay, I might not be operating from logic and practicality. Because if the shit don't make sense, it don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I don't even remember the title of this video, to be real. What the fuck's the title of this video? Yeah, be aware of the subconscious narrative story you tell yourself about yourself, right? Because you're going to create that stuff and you're going to think that that's normal. Like, I don't know. But there's something really beautiful about, and I hate even saying it like that, because one of my favorite quotes is, you know, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, right? Because let's keep it real. Well, people is gonna be blind, bro. It's just the nature of people, okay? So I'm just saying, if you like, you're gonna be a bad motherfucker, just get out of your own predetermined, trajectory. That whack-ass belief system. If you can get out of that, then you'll be like the eagle flying above everything going on, and you'll be able to see everything happen ahead of time. You'll be like way smarter than everybody. Not because you're actually smarter than everybody, but because everyone dumbed themselves down into this limited perception about themselves and about reality. So you'll start to see stuff coming way before it even happens. So it's like, nobody's stupid. It's just a belief. Like, stupidity is a belief about oneself. Like, when I was a kid, for example, in kindergarten, my teacher asked me some shit like, oh, does an elephant eat peanut or fucking apples? I said apples. And then she was like, oh, you dumb motherfucker, you stupid donkey and shit like that. Which I don't even know how you qualify to be a teacher if you're going to cuss out a little kid for just answering one question wrong. Because you're going to disencourage that kid from opening their throat chakra or their voice. So what did that create in me? That created the belief system that I might be motherfucking dumb. Well, what did that belief system, that narrative, create later on? I created experiences, thoughts, and feelings about me not being good enough. So I lived my life as if I wasn't good enough, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's shit going on in your mind that you've experienced when you was young that is not logical, that is not reasonable for you to hold on to. If you choose to hold on to these things, you will continue to recreate these things, and it's only going to get worse. So it's only going to get worse. The problem's only going to get bigger and worse and worse and worse. So you want to take care of yourself because you should be your number one priority. Not your boss at work. Not your girlfriend. Not your wife, for that matter of fact. Now, you can have a partnership with someone, but you come first, right? So that's that, man. that being said, everybody, that's all I have to say for today, man. That's all. I'm gonna see y'all Monday or tomorrow. You know, tomorrow might be the time for some, heart of wisdom action. You know what I'm saying? The heart of wisdom. And yeah, see y'all tomorrow, or I don't know, Monday. We'll see. What the fuck.